Hello everyone, Rich Nance here with your Defensive Tactics Technique of the Week. Today we're going to be dealing with a badge grab. Frank, one of the things that is sort of common, I guess, is that someone will try to grab your lapel or your badge if you're wearing a badge. And I mean, that can be problematic because, go ahead and do that to me.
Somebody grabs you.
Guy latches on. We get pretty concerned with this because he has restricted our movement to some degree. But we have to consider that he's also taken one of his hands out of the fight. We still have both of our hands. This obviously isn't going to hurt us. I mean, it could be used as a lever to try to yank us down or whatever.
Right.
So we have to be somewhat concerned. We really need to focus on what that hand's doing because that could definitely, shut down the computer, so to speak.
You got the attacks.
And especially because he can sort of pull you in, and it's not as though you can evade that very well. So you have to be cognizant of that. But rather than wait here and try to reason with this guy or try to focus on peeling this off because
you might or might not.
You might or might not. That is a primary concern. But rather than wait for that, what we can do is we can strike here. And what's that going to do is two things for us. First of all, that's going to get his head going back. It's going to be a distraction. And it's also going to negate that punch. I mean, if you start to just go ahead and throw that punch slowly, you can see that even if that punch does contact me, I'm out of the sweet spot. It's going to be a glancing blow as opposed to if I'm here trying to mess with this with both hands and you're going to repeatedly...
This punch through up close versus this punch barely getting to you from my hand being back.
Your body's not behind that punch because your head is going backwards. So, but what we're doing basically is two things at the same time. One is we're striking down here to get that type of orientation, that type of movement from him. If the hand comes off, that's fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too. We're just trying to get that effect there. So we're here and here, simultaneous striking, and that's probably going to be enough to break that hold. If not, then what do? You follow up with other strikes. I can't
keep on attacking.
I can't give you really a blueprint, but it's boom. Maybe you bring this down into an elbow here. You can grab him here and deliver a knee strike, whatever the situation dictates. But no one should grab hold of you. There's no reasonable explanation for that.
It shouldn't be that close to you.
Exactly. But sometimes our situational awareness may not be what it should, and quite frankly, sometimes we're vulnerable. And if we have someone that grabs hold of us, this is just an instinctive type response that has a high probability of success. Again, a lot of people teach this. Well, if I could do that, now let me do it. You know how it works. If I could do that, that's great. But it may not happen.
But if somebody resists you and doesn't let
then
go,
I have both hands
in that fight and not in this fight.
Exactly. So, as soon as you're another thing too, anytime anyone grabs hold of you, whether it's they're putting a choke on you or they're grabbing your shirt, whatever, the faster you respond, the better your chances are going to be of not getting hit and also of not being secured in place. In other words, boom, as soon as that happens, it's instinctive. That's what it needs to be. So give these techniques some consideration. Don't let anyone grab a hold of you.